I will be touching on two subjects here. The first one is what His Excellency just pointed out about where are we as academic institutions and research institutions in the sustainability in general, but in the industrial symbiosis. I would also like to highlight the recent MoU and collaboration with the surplus in promoting the subject within the Emirate of Ras Al Khaimah and the industry sector, and how we want to move forward in the future in promoting this. So to highlight where are we as research institutions and universities in the subject of industrial symbiosis, I have to admit really that in comparison with the government and with the industry, we are a step maybe behind. And there are reasons for this. One of the reasons is that the subject itself is a comprehensive model. And in academia, usually these subjects are touched or researched in pieces. So when we talk about recycling, it's touched by a piece by itself. Life cycle came later on into the research subject. However, I think there are efforts and there are research. There are research that is going on, and I'm talking about the region here. So the kind of research that is going on today at universities in the region is around conceptual framework and theoretical models to understand the mechanism and how efforts could be brought together to collaborate on industrial symbiosis. Other researchers do case studies, whether these case studies are actual case studies or theoretical, hypothetical case studies, to really show how these could work in theory and also in practical. And the reason that some of these are hypothetical because of the inability to access data from the industry and how much they can reach, how much time they can put into such research. Another subject that was brought into industrial symbiosis is the life cycle assessment. Now, research in general in universities will look at the feasibility from technical and from economical sides. And recently, life cycle assessment became a big part of such studies as to show whether an additional component would be brought to the table, where in certain cases you cannot just justify the study based on the technical and the economical components. So, for example, if we look at the production of hydrogen, now people are looking at different tracks to produce hydrogen. One of those areas is the production of hydrogen from algae or biomass. Now, from economic perspective, the hydrogen that could be produced now still need to look at the technology. The hydrogen that could be produced from algae or from biomass still costs more than hydrogen that could be produced from methane reforming or other chemical processes. And so to supplement that and to make it feasible, life cycle assessment comes there in order to utilize whatever waste could be brought. So part of the studies and the research that is conducted in academia today is around life cycle assessment of any technology that is brought, any options for energy generation, then the life cycle assessment component of the research is brought. Another subject that is tackled in academia is around policy and governance, and how we can create the policies, how the government can support, how do we bring the synergy within the industry and create paths for industries to work together in order to tackle that matter. Now, I want to highlight a recent study that has been done by faculty member at the American University of Ras Al Khaimah, Dr. Uday Kumar, who's with us today. He has worked with Al-Qasimi Foundation for research on public policies to study the industrial symbiosis in Ras Al Khaimah, mainly in the growing industry within the Emirates of Ras Al Khaimah. This study encompasses a collection of data, talking to the industry, and it has materialized into a policy paper that was shared with the government here. So the research aspect of industrial symbiosis within universities in the region, I think it's still behind. However, there is a momentum that is created, and there is a lot of interaction now today with the industry, knowing that how far the government has gone into coming with initiatives, putting some key indicators to move the subject forward. Now, in keeping that momentum and creating that culture within the university, we have recently partnered with, signed an MoU with the Surplus, Ms. Rana and her team, to promote the subject and take on our shoulders the effort to create the synergy within at least within the city of Ras Al Khaimah, and to move forward with a number of initiatives. Number one, we want to bring experts together to promote the concept, recognize, share success stories, and share future plans. So we hope that we can create that momentum to move forward. Number two, to utilize resources on both sides in order to create venues and find funding opportunities to move either research studies or small projects forward, and bring the funding to create that energy. Number three, promote the surface, the amazing surface that Surplus has created to the Emirate of Ras Al Khaimah. And we feel that we could be an agent that move this subjects forward and create opportunities for the industry in Ras Al Khaimah to share their resources on the waste that is generated, and of course benefit from such an amazing platform. Number four is to work together to emphasize how both parties can play future goals in spreading, promoting, and creating opportunities for industrial symbiosis to be an essential part of course at the universities as a research culture, but also in talking to the industry around. Now, today's session is the first effort that we, with Surplus, we work with Surplus to promote this subject, industrial symbiosis. We hope that we could promote future events and activities to move the subject forward. I'm very delighted to be with you today. We're so happy and eager to continue this partnership with Surplus. And I think this is going to this event will pave the way for future events and activities. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and thank you for listening. And I wish you a happy and good event today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Zarouni, for that insightful presentation. Thank you so much. We just have one question from the attendees, from Hadil Bosis. The question is, are there any planned subsidies in the UAE to support the transition to clean energy?
Planned subsidies?
Yes. To help support the transition to clean energy.
Oh, I think so. From like, let's say from research institutions, where of course we're in contact with a number of funding agencies. Now you can see that this is spreading as value within the country, within the strategic goals of the country, within the initiatives that the country are moving. Examples, for example, the Masdar initiative in Abu Dhabi. It's a good example of how ideas could be pushed by the government to create big entities that lead on these efforts.
I think His Excellency has raised his hand for a question.
If you just allow me, thank you, Dr. Zaraouni. I think great input in here. And I'm very pleased to hear that there are work that is going to assist. However, looking into the UAE participation, I think the United Arab Emirates has done a lot to fight climate change. We had Masdar, as Dr. Zaraouni said, we have probably the largest solar plant in the universe, being in Dubai. We have Shams in Abu Dhabi. We have quite a few participation on fighting climate today. Talking about a country that is a petroleum country and inputting all of this, we should actually say thank you for those who thought that this participation is helping the globe. It's not only helping us, the United Arab Emirates. Unfortunately, the problem is more global than a specific region. We really need to see similar initiatives being even in Europe, where they decided when they had a problem within countries, they decided to go back to coal plants and also hydrocarbons. So it's very essential to look into these projects, massive projects, from Bracha and a nuclear plant all the way till the smallest project that we see today in this association between the University Ras Al Khaimah and Surplus is a great way forward. And I thank you for it, all of you, and I thank those who thought that this is a difficult time, and we all have to put our efforts together. I'm sorry, but I thought that I should intervene on this. Thank you very much.